I find myself on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. And whenever that happens, you guys know some bad decisions are about to be made. I am on my way right now to go buy a NASCAR Cup car. Scrolling Facebook Marketplace, I realized that this is only 6 hours away from where I live, so we all jumped in the truck, grabbed the trailer, and we're on our way. Open today? Guys, this is a winery. We're gonna negotiate a case of wine into this deal, watch. Someone's getting in trouble today. Calling it now. There she is. Hello. How's it going? Hey, I'm Amelia.
Dude, you're the YouTuber.
Yeah, did the camera give it away?
No way. That's sweet. That's crazy.
So why the hell do you guys have a NASCAR? And why are you selling it?
So our YouTube channel, we basically started out taking these things and like ripping them to the beer store and down the freeway to car shows and stuff. And we've kind of morphed into like taking the older beat up ones and just doing crazy stuff with them. I mean, we took one to the sand dunes and we were ripping it down there in Pismo. Now we're just like off-road rallying them, and this one is way too friggin' nice to do any of that with.
Sure, I feel that.
So
well, that's kind of why I want this.
Yeah. This one is definitely the best one we've had, and I'm not, you know, putting cinder block wheels on it and rallying it and jumping it. So
I feel that. How long have you been sitting on it for? And when did you buy it and who'd you buy it from?
I've had this for probably 8 months. Yeah, somewhere around there. Bought it off a guy up in Sonoma who's a NASCAR ARCA driver. He had it sitting, he was going to use the drivetrain out of it for a street legal conversion. Which sounds actually really fun.
Do you guys know whose car this was?
Yeah, this is a Sterling Marlin.
Yeah, oh, see, there you go, this is his car.
Yeah, this is the Sterling Marlin car. It's a Robertson road course chassis, which is the main reason I bought it. So it's got the way bigger road course brakes on it, and like it's not skewed, because the oval cars, the whole chassis are skewed to the side.
Yeah.
She's fun for sure, definitely a burnout machine.
As you guys know, I've been in the market to buy a V12 for years now, and unfortunately V12s aren't exactly affordable. So I've been looking for something a little rough around the edges that I can afford and keep up as one does. But of course, when looking to get a deal of a lifetime, you have to be very careful, as most deals that are too good to be true usually are. But not all. I will find one. One trick I use and cannot stress enough, and you should too, is looking into a vehicle's history report to know everything you can about a car before you buy. I mean, today's episode's a perfect example. In order to do that, I turn to today's sponsor, CarVertical. CarVertical is a service that provides vehicle history checks in more than 25 countries with super intuitive and easy to follow reports. The reports can show if a car had an accident in the past, if its odometer was rolled back, or whether or not it was stolen, and what kind of equipment and specs it has. It may even show pictures of how the car looked after the accident or from an auction, and many other useful things. As I am shopping for a smoking deal on a V12, I wanted to show you a few interesting finds that helped me avoid a headache. First, check out this Aventador. If I look back at the CarVertical report, you can see that this car was wrecked both front and rear. Someone fixed most of it, repainted it, and sold it as minor front damage. Something very common, definitely one to avoid. Here's another one to avoid. This I just found funny that people would even list this, but I'll let you figure out why this one is one to avoid. Please check your car or one you may be thinking of buying with CarVertical. Hit the link in the description below or use code Amelia for a discount, and thank me later when you save some money on the car you're about to buy. Now, let's get back to the episode. Do you know how many hours are on it?
I don't. So it was fully rebuilt in 2015. I have all the paperwork for it. So Chase Elliott's uncle, Ernie Elliott, built this motor. So the previous owner actually passed away in 2016. And after he sold it to the guy I got it from, it sat in a warehouse till then. That's what the paperwork shows. So it's got a bunch of logbooks for like all the local tracks.
Yeah, I saw the paperwork here.
Yeah, there's a whole Bible of stuff in there.
I'm looking for the dyno sheet.
Yeah, 812 horsepower of naturally aspirated bald eagles.
Are these whistles?
Yeah, we did a turbo whistle video. So they are whistles.
I thought about doing a joke and just driving and be like, you know, I actually just wanted to drive it, I don't want it. But
Dude,
I was like, that's kind of mean.
I had someone show up, like got in, sit in it, take a bunch of photos. Oh, this is really cool, man. And they're like, well, I just wanted to see it, you know. They just showed up to look at it. I'm like, dude, you just wasted 3.5 hours of my time just like looking at this thing. I'm like, come on, man. So when you guys go and buy stuff, do people like normally like know who you are or like?
Not always.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this how you prime the oil pump?
Yeah.
This is an R5 P7. This is a Dodge NASCAR engine, 812 horsepower with a dog box transmission. I really want this for the drivetrain, for something else, but we're gonna fire it. We're gonna check everything out. All the paperwork's looking pretty good so far from what I gathered. And then maybe we go drive it.
These cars were not made for people who are 6'5". I always take my shoes off when I drive them because my feet are too big. Battery 1, ignition.
This is one of my greatest ideas yet. What's the rev chip?
The rev chip's at 85, but the motor was built for 95 to 10, so you'll be okay hitting 10 for a second. We just keep it a little lower to be safe. About 9,000 is a good area.
Jeez.
That's what she's built for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's a burnout machine, man.
That's crazy.
That was fucking sick.
I'm so glad these guys are so cool because I definitely just completely DB'd a tire. That was one sick, nasty burnout though, I will say. Oh my god. It'd be really awkward if they didn't know the channel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure that's helping out a lot. Yeah, you should just tell them now that you don't want it.
Yeah, right? Test drive the car, you know, it's just not for me.
Yeah, like, it's cool and all. I appreciate you having me out here. Is that them?
Oh, that's them!
That's cool.
What's up?
Right. Cool. We just didn't know what was.
I popped a tire off.
Oh! You go!
Thank you.
Yeah. Is this for sale too?
No, this is not.
This is a family heirloom.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know. They were built for vineyards, so that's why we use them in the vineyard.
Oh, really?
So we
Awesome.
actually use it as a tool.
Wait, can I try some of this wine?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna work a case of wine into this deal.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Absolutely.
The neighbors here are so cool. Someone comes out and just goes roast them.
Yeah. There's a pretty, because of the racetrack right here. There's a pretty large underground, race scene here.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And so people are kind of, all the grandmas are like, oh God, my son did that, my grandson did that,
There we go, push!
Jack's out of oil, so I'm just like...
I love everything about this. Alright, shout out to my pit crew. Thank you guys. We got the wheel and tire replaced. We're gonna bring her back up and talk about buying this thing. So I had this crazy idea of wanting to buy this NASCAR when I saw it on
Everything we have. We already need you guys to bump start it.
Yeah, push it. It's manual, alright? Push it.
Yeah. Get a little bump start going forward. I love being the one in the driver's seat for the bump start. Quick.
You got it! I had the idea of buying this NASCAR. Obviously, it was a late one. I was on Facebook Marketplace, as one does. And when I saw this, I was like, I don't understand why more people don't buy, because they have great equipment. Sure, it might be expired to the spec of whatever the up-to-date series is, but mechanically it sounds. So my idea was, I'm gonna take the powertrain from the NASCAR and put it in the Superbird. And this is what I want to do with the Superbird, you guys. This is going to be like a Richard Petty inspired NASCAR, and I'm so excited. Obviously, I can't say this is an original idea, because then later, after a deep dive with some Facebook searching, I learned that there's a Facebook group dedicated to people who take NASCARs and convert them into street legal vehicles. So I don't think taking the drivetrain off one is too unique at all, but I don't think it could be better because it feels so good. Like, the power curve on this at like 3K, it's NA, but it feels like it's hitting boost. Like the ramp in of power just feels so good. A 1, a 2. Let's go, baby. I think this suits me. Thanks for your help with the tire. All right, well now I guess we talk about price.
Let's do it.
Is it flexible? What's your bottom dollar?
How flexible are we talking?
I don't know. You held it for me for a week. You let me rip it. I appreciate all that. You also, it's awkward because you know who I am. We're talking about my other cars right now.
Yeah, totally.
I also don't know if you priced it at a point to be able to bring it down at all.
I honestly kind of just moved it down from 35 not too long ago, so I was kind of sitting on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can work something out.
Personal aside, just business. Would you take 25 for it?
No.
What would you take?
I'd like to get 28.
28?
Because at 30, I'm breaking even.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just trying to get out what I have into it. I'm not really making any money on it, so.
You're taking a loss on it if you do 28 though?
Yeah, about a $2,000 loss.
Well, shit, now you're making me feel bad because I want to do on 28, but I'm like, I don't want you to be out, you know?
I'd be happy at 28. What do you think?
I'm good with 28.
Okay.
If you're happy with that, because I also don't want to put you out.
We're fine at 28. That's totally fine.
I'm good with that. Cool. Yeah. You got yourself a deal.
Alrighty.
Oh, and a case of wine.
You guys like wine?
Yes.
All right. We'll
yes. I almost forgot the most important part.
You're 28. Where's the case of wine?
No reason for coming.
Will you do me a favor and count this before I leave?
Sure.
Okay.
Jack, you want to count that? I trust you.
This is the best car purchase ever.
Oh yeah. There you guys go.
Oh,
thank you.
Very much.
Should we shout out your family's wine company?
Sure, yeah. Cinnabar Winery in Gilroy, California. You can buy it in Safeway. We got 6 different varietals, and here in Gilroy, California, and Saratoga, California.
I'll link their YouTube channel in the description below too. Thank you. All right, well, your girl is the proud owner of a NASCAR. One of the things that really sold me on this car was the fact that it's a Dodge engine. So for the Superbird, I really wanted to keep the Dodge and Dodge family. So when I saw this come up, I was like, this is
perfect. We're gonna take some measurements when we get to the shop and just see exactly what it's gonna look like in order to do that. I don't know if we need to like cut the car in thirds, or if we can swap everything over, or just take the motor, trans, and rear end, or what's gonna happen, but something's gonna happen. Also, because it's controversial, and I will probably see comments about it, I do understand this is Sterling Marlin's car. This isn't actually his car, but controversy aside, he was an incredible driver who won 2 Daytona 500s in 94 and 95. If you really dislike this car, whatever, it's getting torn apart anyways, but I'm very thankful to be able to have this.
My cousin Donovan just got here and he has no idea what I just purchased. And we're gonna get a first reaction.
Where can I look?
Right now.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Oh my gosh!
I bought a freaking NASCAR.
Some Talladega Nights type shit. Holy shit, man!
Shake and bake, brother.
Woo! Hell yeah, brother! Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Where?
I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace really late.
Of course, Facebook Marketplace. Menace to society. She set off every car alarm in the parking lot.
Yeah! Hey! America! It sounds wicked.
I love this thing. I love this thing. My God, what a freaking purchase. Have you guys ever seen underneath a NASCAR before? Because it is pretty cool. Take a look at this. Sure, it might look like an ordinary car, but I promise you guys it is not. And I feel like I might be pointing out the obvious, but obviously independent front suspension, solid rear axle, dry sump. Look at all the scavenging that there is. We got a spring, we got a shock, and take a look at this. Like, the shock actually says Laguna Seca on it. So Laguna must have been the last place that this car was officially raced at, and it's pretty cool because that means that they probably labeled the valving or the shock based on the track that they were racing, which is kind of brilliant. You got the boom tube over here, which is approved for Laguna Seca according to the guys we bought this from. We have the G-force transmission. Look how tiny that little clutch is. It's so small. Sandy's looking at this. He's pretty impressed by all of it too.
I'm just kind of curious what this is for.
Where?
Like, there's like ropes here on the top spindle. Like, is that just in case it breaks the upper ball joint or something?
Yeah, if it breaks, it can't
Fly.
lose it. Yeah.
Yeah. Trippy.
Yeah.
Just weird stuff like that.
It's cool to see what people do. Steel brakes. Probably need to get replaced soon. Brake ducting. And then this is, these are truck arms, old technology. I don't know what NASCAR uses today. Do you know?
I don't know.
Obviously drive shaft loop. And look at this belt here that's zip tied here. It looks like that's the belt for this diff cooler. So trackside repairs, you just slap a new belt on. So I wonder if this pops off a lot. You got some more brake ducting here. Shocks also labeled Laguna Seca. All 4 of them are labeled Laguna Seca. Springs. Somebody did a burnout in the car. Definitely wasn't me.
All this right here? All this, this. Looks like somebody killed a tire.
It does. And then what else? Do you see anything else that I might be missing? Oh, the adjustability. So you can adjust the spring height in the car just by twisting it. You guys can see that threaded bolt there.
Yeah, well, there's a big thing that comes down like out the back window.
Yeah.
And then the same with the track bar. You can adjust the height of the track bar.
Yeah, look at that. You can adjust everything in car. Look at this adjustability. That's so cool. Literally, you can move it up and down for this track bar. They even have it marked previously of probably where the different settings they liked were.
Oh, yeah, huh?
This actually wasn't easy to get on the lift either, but I think it's because the tires were flat.
No, it was Look at all the spacer we had to put
Yeah.
just to clear the rockers and stuff.
So on top of the diff cooler, there's also trans cooler. Pretty simple, but also really cool to see how the NASCARs did this in 2005. This is a 20-year-old car. I don't know, they're doing things that I haven't thought of doing today, which is pretty neat to be able to look underneath this. It makes you wonder what it looks like underneath a modern car today.
I'll bet you we could look it up online or something if we.
Yeah, probably. That's the sub tank, fuel cell, and many tow points all over the car.
Did you hear this rattling going down the road at all?
No, I couldn't hear I had these in my ears on top of the loud car. Man, this is cool.
But like, it's trippy how they do the headers, like into two, the tri-wise.
And then the boom tube. And the guys left us turbo whistles. I don't think it worked because I don't know how you could be able to hear anything over the sound of this car. Look at this, there's a spark plug in here.
Oh, I wonder if they tried to put a flamethrower on it.
They did. It looks like there's a nitro switch inside that I think they had hooked up to propane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep.
That's probably where they were putting the propane in.
Yeah, there it is right there. Wait, I'm kind of down to do this. Let's just hook up propane to the hose and then let it rip.
I mean, we could try it.
The cool thing is about buying this car that we're gonna end up using for the Superbird is like on top of absolutely everything that is in here, you have a beautifully built engine, you got trans, you've got rear end, you've got a 9-inch rear end in this, you have full suspension as well as Brembo brakes. The idea is we take this car and merge it with the Superbird. Now we just took some measurements. The issue is going to be the wheelbase. We're probably 10 inches off. So the Superbird is a very long car. In terms of width, it's actually pretty close. What I think we're going to do, I want to design this in CAD and kind of see how it'll overlay on the computer, but I think we're just literally going to cut the frame out entirely, then extending the frame 10 inches or so and putting the body of the Superbird on top of this, which could be really freaking cool, you guys. I think what we need to do next is pick up the Superbird from body before we do anything else to it. Let's get it on the lift, let's see what we can do, and then let's cut the frame out, really, once we have an idea that it'll work, and you're gonna have a freaking NASCAR Superbird, just like Richard Petty did back in the day.
More modern, though.
More modern, yeah. Much more modern.
Oh, look.
What?
It says Mopar. It's a Mopar block.
It should be.
Well, I mean,
Sandy, what were your first thoughts when I told you I wanted to buy a NASCAR because I found this on Facebook Marketplace?
rad.
He was actually pretty stoked. When I was like, this is what I want to put in the Superbird, he was like, I'm in it. Sometimes I feel like I don't always know what I want to do with builds when I buy them, but then things just speak to you. We're already almost out of space. Once we get the Z06 in here, we'll get the Superbird in here, and then the Mustang, which is at my buddy's deeds right now because he's helping in order to get the chassis to leave straight off the line every time. We're full. Bought a shop, need a bigger shop. Make sure you stay tuned because we got a lot of exciting plans for this. In case you're interested, there might be a NASCAR body for sale for something else. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ecrew, we out here with love. Bye.
What do you think?
It's a car.
Buy a case of wine, you get a NASCAR. It's the greatest deal.